Right, here you can join me whilst I start breaking open this stack. We've got this stack here. We've got about, I think about 450 tonnes in this one. No, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, around about 450, 500 tonne in this stack. So I'm just about to grab the first grab out of it. It's a little bit rocky on this hardcore, but I can just get myself in close and sit still while I get the bales down. I've just got to prep a load up. It's if I prep the load like this, it's a lot quicker when the lorry gets back to load it, get him spun round. In a minute, the power station, excuse me, the power station's still taking the top ones at the minute. The rain hasn't seemed to have got into it. You know, they're quite tight bales and the rain doesn't seem to have penetrated too bad so far. What I do is just stick them down here. I know it's muddy under me wheels, but to be honest, I'm not worried about the mud because it doesn't matter. Not with a power station. I ain't fussed about it getting wet. As long as the bale itself doesn't exceed 27% moisture, they're quite happy. Which it doesn't, and it isn't past the top string yet. It isn't far off, but it isn't past it yet. So I reckon it's got to be past the top string. Same with the bottoms, they take the bottoms as well. I think I've said this before. I think I'm repeating myself. I'm sure somebody will comment on that. But oh, a bit of a wonk there. Go back a bit so I can get hold of it. It's the only thing, like when you got your boom nearly right out at 9 metres, a couple of inches under one wheel makes a big difference. I haven't had this one up on 3 wheels, but they used to have an old bloody Sanderson. That bloody thing used to spend half its life on 3 wheels. I was always cleaning my underpants out with that one. It was a bit scary. That was working with D6s, yeah, New Holland, not New Holland. What were they? Welga balers. I had a D4 to start with, and I had a brand new D4 and a brand new D6. And I come to my senses and got a New Holland. But nah, they were all right. When you used to have the really thick rows of straw, like, you know, way back there in the 70s, well, not 70s, I suppose, what, 80s, something like that, those balers were all right without the pre-stuffer system. But then they went for the short straw varieties and everything. And the first year that came out, oh, the bales were shocking, terrible bales. And I had to get rid of it and get one of these with a pre-stuffer system. So I got myself a New Holland. That worked okay. That's well. No, that ain't the original New Holland. What did I go with first? I had a Class 1200. That was a bugger for breaking shear bolts. Yeah, that was my original New Holland. The one I've got in the barn was my original New Holland. So I'm looking to get rid of that this year and replace it with a Chrome 90 deep. I do know where there's a Chrome 90 deep as well. So that's a HD though, it's a high density one. But I believe it's got 16,000 bales on it, so I am talking with the people about that. So that and a 10 metre rake. That's at the top of my shopping list this year. But don't tell her indoors because she doesn't know yet. But we are going to change that. We are going to change the New Holland. Even if I have to hire one for this year, we will be changing it. Because it crosses all three sections of my straw contracting business. Because it'll do for the contracting, for the farmers and that, where I bale straw up for the farmers. That'll do for that, and it'll also do for my Welsh friends and where I supply the cattle. That'll do for that, and the power stations take them as well. Oh, Kestrel's on me again. The Kestrel's about again this year. I think he just had a couple of rodents off the back of these two bales. I just get them down first and then sort them out when I get them on the deck. The first row of bales I always put in two. It helps, you know, when you're first starting, or else you end up with them dropping them all over the floor, and we don't want that. I want to get enough bales down to load a couple of lorries. If I can get in here so this is running fair, then I can bring the lorries round here and load them up. But got to get into the stack first and get it running. I think this is some lovely straw in this stack. This was one of the early stacks when it was really dry. So there's some nice straw in here. I have got some with some quite horrible bales in, but these particular ones are good. Right, I need to treble these up now so they're ready to lift straight on the lorry. And I like to put on the top, I like to put a dry bale like that. Because you put these heavy top ones on the top, it makes your top heavy, obviously, and if you ain't careful you can come unstuck. I just put the clamp on that. She's falling away a bit. But no. I must admit, if they could put one of these up on tracks, I'd be well interested. Don't know what it'd be like on the road though. I'd have to get a demo. I suppose them things like Lord Muck was testing on the YouTube. Those he had a bobcat and he had a JCB with a side boom. I suppose they have their uses, but the capacity like for muck loading and that I would have thought wouldn't have been good enough. And to be honest, if you need one of the, if you're feeding in small barns, you've got to have a lot of small barns to justify one of them, I would imagine. But I'm sure they got their place somewhere, but excuse me.